Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's Joanne Lavelle here. I have such a special property to show you today. I'm here at the Watch House in Carlingford in County Louth. This is a property which is steeped in history, and it's one of the key structures which form part of medieval history here in Carlingford, but even currently medieval walking tours, and from its origins, which date back to the early 1400s, that's early medieval Middle Ages time. This property has been here on these foundations, and indeed at that time would have formed part of a much different castellated structure, because you're here right beside King John's Castle here in Carlingford, and this property would have been part of the structure which supported and incorporated the castle. In later times, that's not all that later, 1500s, 1600s, it would have been a merchant home, most likely, with the commercial aspect at the ground floor, with this unusual curved top door behind me, and the residence of the family above. And we're going to have a look through all of that in just a moment. We're now selling the Watch House in Carlingford, and it's bound to get a lot of interest from at home and abroad. For personal reasons, for historical reasons, there's just so much to appreciate and to take interest in this magnificent home. As I say, it's dating back to the 1400s and all through medieval times, forming a part of Carlingford. It is, as you would imagine, a listed and protected structure. And it has a historical stamp on the front of it there. Now, it also comes with parking. This space to the front of that door is included with the property, so it brings its own parking and little outdoor terraced area here. And then we have upstairs and downstairs to show you. There's no BER to tell you about, because the property as a protected structure is exempt from BER certification. It measures just over 150 square metres. And you'll see when we're inside, and you know, today is a very overcast day, but there's, even on a day like today, fantastic light inside. And it's a property which is now ready for the next owners to do fantastic things with. And I have no doubt that the right eye and the right head, right mind and the right attitude will make something spectacular of the Watch House. Well, we're going to head inside now, but before we do, I just want to point out just how well located the property is. You can see there at the end of that street is the very heart of Carlingford medieval village. So you're just a very short stroll from there. And between here and the end of this street, you have the beautiful Wildwood Cafe. You have Gareth Mallon Gifts and local art and craft. You have the Bay Tree Tavern. You have then at the end Taft's, PJ's, and I could go on, because for those of you who know Carlingford Village, you'll know that it is just bursting with life and bursting with wonderful activities and things to do. And that's only to speak of the things on the ground. When we start to talk about the water sports, when we start to talk about the mountain pursuits, there's just so much to do. So we'll get on inside anyway and start to show you this very, very special property. It's an unusual property in virtually every regard. It originally would have had commercial quarters at ground floor, and then the residence part of the old merchant home. So we're in the entrance hallway, and you can see very unusually, for example, the diagonal ceiling. But what a beautiful setting, a fantastic solid wood floor at ground, beautiful textures and tones and old original features within this property. 2 bedrooms here. This is the first. Again, look at those fabulous high ceilings and what is ultimately a sort of a vaulted ceiling there. You can see there, this is probably like a twin room in reality, again, with that fantastic solid wood floor. And in fact, to bring your attention to this, it is actually what is now a trapdoor, and it would have internally connected the commercial with the residential, the ground floor and the first floor. So that's just to show you a little peep at some of the earlier solutions of construction. Down a few steps here to the bathroom. Modern conveniences here. You can see that there was definitely some upgrade work done in relatively recent years, and that's an electric shower there. Modern window there, solid wood. And then we carry on here to the second of the bedrooms. Again, a lovely wooden floor, and this a very special, very spacious bedroom. You have hot press and storage there. But as we go around, you can see this room is actually sufficing in space really for a double room. Sorry, for a triple room, I should say. You can see there plenty space. The floor here is in need of repair. But just look at the size of it. It's just great. Now, then into the real showstopper. This is the living room. And it is fantastic. For one thing, now it's unfurnished. I think I have some photos to show you of when it is furnished, but it's great, beautiful proportions. The light is fantastic. And folks, it's overcast here today, and still there's fantastic light here because of these two windows. Just look at what they look out to. They look out across Carlingford Lough, across to Kilbroney National Park, Warren Point, across that beautiful lough between those two piers, and the slip in the foreground. So you can see there again, important to see the beautiful floor. And then here, fantastic freestanding stove there, set within those two windows, which are really bringing the Carlingford, the coastal life into the property. Now through here is the kitchen diner. Again, I'm stepping down because this is an almost like an attachment to the property. You can see the kitchen there with a little breakfast bar, and then dining there. And then even the dining table has a super view. And then that's back to that fantastic space. Now, let's go and have a look downstairs. Now, we're going into the ground floor or lower level of the property. Very unusual space. This, as I mentioned before, would originally have been more of a commercial aspect. And you can see, for example, this very unusual vaulted ceiling. I'm told there are really only 1, 2 or 3 of these still in existence in medieval Carlingford. And it's an amazing feat of architecture, never mind that it's just so interesting to look at. And also the depth of the walls. It will really be something else to bring this property back to refurbish it or to repurpose it, because there's just so much to really get stuck into. So those bedrooms would be just right above me there. And then, of course, from here, again, you're looking out to the lough. And even here at the entrance, another beautiful curved access. And very smart use of light coming in with those glazed doors and panels. The view speaks for itself, even on an overcast day like today. It's a busy working morning here in Carlingford, and yet it's still just absolutely beautiful. You have the 2 piers there, fishing trawler off one of them, and then to the left, that fantastic St. John's Castle, which has been very seriously invested in recent years to really make it a fantastic feature of the history of this beautiful village. So that is the property. It has had, I imagine, many lives, and is ready for the next one now. And I'm looking forward to showing it to you, and looking forward to your questions and your comments, and to bringing this beautiful property to its next chapter. As always, thank you for joining me, and I hope that you have enjoyed this very unusual virtual viewing. contact us in any of the usual ways, and we look forward to hearing from you. Many thanks.